Is your candy bowl causing disease? So that's what we're talking about here today in law enforcement. It is so easy to just go to someone's desk who has a couple of Hershey Kisses there or Snicker bars or whatever it might be, and you just slip your hand in and munch a little bit. Or maybe it's your bowl and you put it out there for others to come on in and grab a bite or two. But next thing you know, you're the one eating it all. So the question really today is your candy bowl causing disease and illness? So we're going to talk about what sugar actually does to your body. And it's important as law enforcement professionals, your police, fire, EMS, prison officers, it is important. And you, chief executives, analysts, dispatch, you're sitting there. It's so critical for you to know what sugar does to your body so that you can make an informed decision as to whether or not you want to put it in your body as much as you do. So I'm sure we've heard sugar's bad for us and it's not that good. And some people say sugar in moderation, but here's the thing. Sugar is the most harmful thing that you can put into your body. And I'm going to share with you why. Okay. American Journal of Clinic Nutrition reports that most average Americans, right? So the average Americans has 76 grams of sugar per day. That's 19 teaspoons of sugar per day. That's literally like scoop, 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 having all this sugar every single day. And we have so much in this country. It is just something that we all have. And it's crazy. It's hidden and not hidden. And we have a little bit of both happening. We have a little bit of both. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the reasons why you should limit sugar. We should limit sugar. I mean, this doesn't happen in other countries. Well, it's starting to, but it happens mostly in the US because we are over consuming sugar. So it has, number one, no nutritional value. There's no vitamins, there's no minerals. There's nothing in there that's protecting you against illness. In fact, it's feeding illness. Okay. Have you ever seen those cancer research articles that are really talking about how, when you're going through the cancer therapies, don't eat sugar because it's actually going to fuel the cancer and make it grow even faster, right? So not only does sugar have no nutritional value, but it gets you off performing at your peak self. Okay. It gets you off. It actually causes nutritional deficiencies. It makes you feel sluggish and perform less and less and less. And not to mention it's the actual cause of all of these health issues, diabetes, heart disease, all of these things, not just in adults, but in kids too. I've gotten the wrath, right, from family members saying, let your daughters eat more candy and their kids, let them be kids. And the reality is you're teaching your kids habits of massive overconsumption when you allow them to eat sugar all day. So that's the first thing. There's no nutritional value in sugar. Number two, and I have lots of notes here from research articles and so forth. This is not Dawn Reeby. That's who I am, pulling it out of my rear ends. Like I'm telling you, this is the research. Go do the research for yourself if you're not quite sure, right? So number two, it disrupts your energy levels. So here's the thing. Sugar enters your bloodstream so quickly, so rapidly that it gives you this surge of energy. And then you crash, right? So it's your body's immediate, like, oh my gosh, I need energy right now, put sugar in my body. And then you put sugar and you crash, right? So it gives you immediate and then the crash. When you have this constant fluctuation in your sugar intake, in your increase and decrease in your crashes, right? Your energy levels and your crashes, that's quite negative, right? So there's a difference between, concentrating for a short period of time and then having this chronic influx of up and down and up and down. It really causes you essentially to be unproductive and lethargic at points in your day. And you don't want that. You don't want this roller coaster. What instead you want is this mainstream of natural energy that you never crash, right? So sugar doesn't have any nutritional value and it actually disrupts your energy levels. So the good nutrition in your body is disrupted when you add sugar in. All right, that's number two. Number three, it causes a weight gain. Okay, so proteins and fat, they take longer to digest in your system. So when you eat protein, when you eat avocado for healthy fat, when you eat some kind of protein, your body takes a while to break it down, and it's supposed to. It's supposed to take a while to break it down, to put it in where it's supposed to go to the best use and so forth. But sugar enters so rapidly that it doesn't satisfy you, right? So if you eat something that's fibrous, like a vegetable or protein or, some kind of healthy fat that really satiates you, right? It's because it's a slow process. But when you eat something like sugar, like a candy bar, it's not a slow process. And so it goes through you so quickly, you're not satiated. And that means the cycle of cravings for sugar is more and more and more and more. So when you crave sugar, you're craving it because you've been training your body to want that hit and then that dump. It's, go look at the research on crack and heroin and sugar, and it's gonna blow your mind how addictive and cyclical this sugar path can be for some people. And maybe it is for you. And so it likely will cause you to overeat and eat some more in a short period of time because your body is looking for that other burst of energy. All right, you're looking for that other burst of energy because you just don't have it in you. So you're like, I need to stay awake tonight. So I've worked with police officers who say, Dawn, I'm so exhausted at 2:00 in the morning. I'm just going to go to the convenience store and grab whatever they have and throw it in my body. Right. So whether that's a bag of chips, a Snicker bar, a soda, a Red Bull, don't even get me started, right? So monster drinks, so sometimes we just grab whatever's convenient and whatever there. So if you're a chief listening to this, you know that this stuff happens all the time. And it really is an opportunity for us as a cultural design, right? As an entity to create a cultural design in our departments, this culture of wellness in our departments, and create opportunities for officers to be a little bit healthier. But until that happens, officers, analysts, dispatch leaders, this is up to you to manage your own sugar intake. Okay, so number 4, sugar is hidden in a lot of foods. Bread has sugar. So all of you who think, carbs, bread, yeah, that's true. Bread will give you that, but it also gives you a ton of sugar that you simply don't need. That's why you have that increase and that decrease in energy. That's why you feel overly full. And then all of a sudden you're starving again. So it's in things like breads, sauces, sodas. Oh my gosh, 33 grams of sugar in soda. That's enough for like a year. It's just not needed in your body. Our bodies were not meant for this much sugar. So it adds calories and it adds weight. And it's very hard to get rid of this because now you're in a cycle of cravings, of desire for more sugar when you're trying to eliminate the sugar or crowd it out. I like to say crowd it out with some healthier options that are going to satiate you. All right. It's a hard process, but it can be done. And when you are done, guess what? You don't have those sugar cravings anymore. It's phenomenal when you get off sugar. So number 4, it causes liver damage. So for those of you who are like, I don't have much to worry about. Okay, many refined sugars come in the form of fructose. Okay, and fructose overloads your liver, right? Too much fructose, the liver actually takes that fructose and turns that sugar into fat right away. So then you come into contact with things, or you start to develop things like fatty liver disease. So you have too much sugar, your liver is then producing and taking that sugar and turning it right into fat, and then you have fatty liver disease. So liver, then you're going to have other liver problems. You're not going to be able to detox. You're not going to be able to do the things that the liver is supposed to do. And then you have energy issues, digestion issues, and quite honestly, your overall health issues when your liver is not operating efficiently and effectively. So to recap so far, because we got one more, but to recap so far, there's no nutritional value. Sugar disrupts your energy levels. It causes weight gains and it causes liver issues. Okay, so if that's not enough for you to cut sugar, the number 5 reason is it causes excess inflammation. So painful, damaging, it damages your body cells. All right. So what happens when you have inflammation in the body? When you have inflammation in the body, you are in pain. Okay. You get pain. Arthritis is inflammation. Your shoulder pains, your body aches, things like that. Inflammation. It's hard to walk. It's hard to move. Inflammation. Sugar is contributing to the chaos that inflammation causes because it's causing inflammation. So it's damaging your body's cells. It's not allowing your body to perform autophagy or turning over the cells in a healthy manner, right? Inflammation is linked to accelerated aging, accelerated internal damage, right? Internal issues. And so it's the biggest risk factor. Listen to this, inflammation, this is important, is the biggest risk factor for chronic diseases such as cancer, diabetes, heart issues, okay? So we have sugar causing massive chaos and wreaking havoc on our bodies. And quite honestly, it's just simply not good for your hair, your skin, your nails, your insides, your outsides. It's not good for any of it. I mean, people with skin issues, a lot of that's due to inflammation that's caused by all of this sugar. People with heavy weight issues, with pain, this is caused by sugar, inflammation. Refined sugar is simply not good for you. So there's lots of alternatives that you can use to really crowd out some of the sugar. And we're going to talk about that as the weeks come upon us, different alternatives. But for right now, today's message is really helping to equip you with some knowledge as to why you got to decide. You got to decide to move sugar out of your life once and for all. Now, this is something that has taken me many, many years to really get better and better at. But now I don't have the cravings that I had before. I don't have the pain that I've had before. I don't have the rapid weight gain that I had before. So sugar, once you detox, and I'm going to say detox, once you detox from sugar, you feel more energized. Your skin looks better. I mean, look at my skin's looking pretty good, right? My skin looks better. Everything about us is just healthier. Our bodies were not meant for refined sugar. Now think about this for a moment. Think about all the wild animals that you have, right? That are out in the wild. Think about all the animals that are out in the wild. They don't eat refined sugar unless you dump some in the street, right? They don't eat refined sugar. So you don't see a heck of a lot of obese squirrels or obese chipmunks or obese animals in pain. You only see that in American household pets because we feed them table food. And so here's the thing, stop giving your animals sugar. It's not good for them either. So I mentioned this 100 times to all of you, and it's something that I work on for myself, but particularly in policing, it is so critical that we are optimizing our bodies. It is so critical, whether you're on the street or behind the desk. If you're sitting in dispatch, I'm talking to you too. If you're a crime analyst, if you're a supervisor, if you're a chief, you're a deputy chief, you're a captain, you're a lieutenant, sergeant, I'm talking to you too. It is so critical that we really respect our bodies so that when we retire, we're not going to go kerplunk, right? When we retire, we're going to have energy to do the things that we love doing. So if you're sitting in corrections all day and you're on, your rear end and you're saying to yourself, but there's sugar all around, Dawn, I don't know how to not eat a pizza and I don't know how to, I'm not telling you to eliminate it altogether. That's kind of like, that's not a good approach, right? Instead, I'm telling you, number one, decide, understand why sugar is not good for you. It's not good for your kids. It's not good for your family. Refined sugar is a thing that we made, us humans made, and it's destroying our bodies. So number one, simply just decide, you know what? I get it now. I get it. There's no nutritional value. Let's see, it disrupts my energy levels, my hormones. It really messes with your hormones. It causes excessive weight gain. It causes fatty liver damage or liver damage, but that can lead to fatty liver. It causes inflammation, pain. And if you are anything like me, as you get into your mid to upper 40s, there's pains that come on and I don't want to contribute to that pain. I don't want to contribute to illness and cancer and heart disease. I want to optimize the beautiful body that the world has created, that God, whoever you believe in, the universe, the divine, whoever it is, somebody created this body and it was not meant for sugar. So really just decide today, hey, I'm going to get off sugar. And if this is something that you're like, I really want to do, I just, every time I try, I fall off and I just don't know how to do. Our health coaching services for law enforcement professionals can help you too. So all you got to do is reach out to me and I'm happy to, get you started with some health coaching that's going to really help you crowd out some of the sugar cravings that you desire. There's no need. And quite honestly, it might be, have an adverse effect if you just go straight straight, no sugar, right? It's small, it's incremental, it's progressive, it's it's something that can be monitored and evaluated in a way that really gives you the results that you're looking for, gives you those pain-free results that you're looking for. But most importantly, and I guess one of the most important things is it's setting you up for success. I see so many people in law enforcement go hard at it, hot at it. They're chronically stressed for long periods of time. They're eating sugar. Their hormones are all screwed up. Then they retire and their bodies go haywire. They don't know what to do, right? They're sick. Their stress levels are like, even worse sometimes. So set yourself up for success. We have a lot that we do with stress reduction for law enforcement, fire, EMS professionals. And as well as building in some of these nutritional habits that are really going to be the long-term strategy for your success. So for those of you who are looking to get started, just shoot me a message and we're going to get you started. We're going to get you on the right foot once and for all. So in the upcoming weeks, as we work through our sugar campaign here, in the upcoming weeks, we're going to talk about different alternative sugars that you can natural sugars that you can bring in, but even those you want to be careful about. But we will talk about that. We will talk about, some recipes. I actually have a recipe here I can give you today that you can go ahead and get started with. If I had a blender nearby, I would make it for you and with you. But essentially, you can grab some dairy-free milk, maybe a handful of kale or some other greens that you have. If you are used to eating bananas, you might take a ripe half or a full ripe banana. If you're not used to eating bananas, maybe some other fruit. I particularly like berries. I think the glycemic index is different, right? So I use berries, a couple of raw cashews. They make everything so creamy. So maybe 2 tablespoons of that with a little bit of raw honey and maybe even some raw cacao. So what raw cacao does is it's great, antioxidant. So it's a superfood. So it really supports you. So if you add a little bit of cacao and maybe even a little bit of Ceylon cinnamon to your smoothie. So we have dairy-free milk, some kind of green, some kind of berries, right? A handful of berries or a cup of berries, some cashews, 2 tablespoons of cashews, a tablespoon of raw honey and raw organic honey, right? As unrefined as possible. And 2 tablespoons of raw cacao and maybe a sprinkle of Ceylon. It's Ceylon, Ceylon cinnamon, not just the regular cinnamon, no effect. Can really be a yummy smoothie for you today. So if this is helpful for you, definitely let me know. And please subscribe below. We have so many opportunities for you to learn and grow in your wellness and your leadership and analysis, if you're an analyst. So subscribe below so that you never miss a beat, so that you become the healthiest you, because it is your life. You only get one of them. It's your life. Live it the best that you can. Optimize you because you deserve it.